Hey everybody, Ben here, and today we're going to do some Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. The set just came out, and I'm excited to try some of the sealed, so we'll do that on Magic Arena today. So yeah, let's just go ahead and crack some packs and get right into it. Alright, so let's see what our rares are for this pool. Alright, so what have we got here? We've got a Soul Transfer. Choose one. If you control an artifact or enchantment, you can choose both. So exile a creature planeswalker, return a creature planeswalker from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty good. Jugan defends the temple, so sagas are back, and the twist this time is that when you get to the third chapter, they turn into a creature. Looks like we opened a mythic one here, so we create a 1/1 green human mug token with tap to add 1 green, so a little mana dork. Then we put +1/+1 counters on each of up to 2 creatures. And then we get a 2/2 flyer that lets us spend mana to put that many extra counters on a creature when it comes into play. And if you have 5 modified creatures, you get a like it's +5/+5 and trample. Pretty good. So modified, again, is a new mechanic. It means if it has a counter, a creature with a counter, equipment, or aura that you own, is considered a modified creature. So that's kind of a theme, I think, for green and red. But as you can see with Biting Palm Ninja, ninjutsu is back, but it also comes into play with a menace counter. So that too would count for our modified count. This one's a 3 mana 3/3, comes in as a menacer. You can just ninjutsu it for 2 and a black, so basically you return an unblocked attacker to your hand and put it into play in its place. When it deals combat damage, you can take off the counter to exile a card from your opponent's hand. Pretty good there. Got Satsuki the Living Lore. It's a green and white saga enabler, so you can tap it to put an extra counter on each saga you control as a sorcery. When it dies, you get to return a saga or enchantment creature to your hand from the battlefield, or just get a saga back from your graveyard. So it lets you kind of re-up one of these sagas for a second go around. Got Ishin Two Heavens as 1. It's a Mardu 3/4 human samurai. If a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of opponent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So I think samurai in this set have kind of an attacking trigger theme. If you attack with a single samurai, they all get it gets buffed by all your other samurai. And finally, we have Lion Sash. It's a 1/1 for 2 artifact creature equipment cat. So that's kind of another new mechanic here. It has reconfigure, so it can be either equipment or a creature. With this one, you exile permanents from people's graveyards to give it counters, and while it's equipped, that creature gets +1/+1 for each counter on it. Also pretty good. So just looking from these rares, black, green, white, all look pretty good. But we'll see what our pool supports. Alright, so we got the lovely MTG Arena deck builder. It's a little hard to build sealed deck here, but I'm going to do it anyway because I do enjoy the Arena climate quite a bit better for gameplay. So yeah, let's just do a quick scan, see what we've got. Looks like we have some support in white. Got some removal. Things like Repel the Vile are pretty nice. Exiles a creature, power forward, greater, or an enchantment. There's a lot of enchantment creatures running around with the sagas, and just enchantment creatures in general. Like the Skyblessed Samurai is a 4/4 flyer for 7, but it costs 1 less each enchantment creature or enchantment you control. That's pretty good. Looking at our black, black's looking a little shallow besides our rare. We didn't get too many black cards. Biting Palm Ninja, Soul Transfer, couple ninjas. But black looks kind of shallow just from first glance. Got about a bunch of Aki Ronins in our red. Again, that's a samurai or warrior attacks alone. You may discard a card to draw a card. We've also got these Goshin Tai. There are legendary creature enchantment shrines. So, like in the old Kamigawa, the number of shrines you control dictates kind of their effect. In this one, you can spend 1 at the end of your turn to do 1 damage to a creature, or to a player or planeswalker for each shrine you control. I think we have the white one as well. Creates a token for each shrine you control. In this case, these ones you have to spend mana to actually get the effect out of it. All right, here I got a couple of Heiko Yamazuki, the general. Another samurai. When you attack alone, you can cast an artifact from your graveyard. That's kind of cool. Let's see what our green's looking like. So we got a couple Master's Rebukes. It's just a punch effect at instant speed, so that's pretty good. Jukai Trainee, it's a 2/2, has basically Bushido 1, gets +1/+1 when it comes blocked or is blocked. Coiling Stalker, so green has some ninjas now. This one will put +1/+1 counters on creatures that don't have them yet. Channel's back, so Channel lets you discard a card for an alternate effect. This is an aura that can give a creature +1/+3 in reach and tap to add 2, or you can just create one of those 1/1 human monks by discarding it for 2. We already saw our Jugen Defends the Temple, have Bosuje, reaches skyward, lets you get a bunch of forests, put them in your hand, and then eventually becomes a big reaching beater based on the number of lands you control. We also have a Blossom Prancer. It's a pretty nice one. It's a 4/4 for 5. That with reach, pretty good base rate. When you play it, you get to look top 5 cards, reveal an enchantment or a creature, and if you don't reveal one, you gain 4 life. Otherwise, you put that card in your hand. So it gives you a little bit of flexibility, helps you stabilize late game. We've also got a Greater Tanuki, 6/5 trample enchantment creature, good rate as well. But you can also discard it with Channel to search for a basic land. Let's see what kind of artifacts we've got here. Nothing too exciting. We got a couple of Thunder Steel Colossuses for a big top end, 7 mana, 7/7 trample haste with crew 2. So it's a vehicle. It does require you to have another creature, but it's a pretty big out of nowhere threat. Searchlight Companions, it's a nice little 1/1 flyer that creates a spirit when it comes into play. So you get a little bit of value there if you have just some ninjas to work with. Trash Spot gets +1/+0 for each artifact or enchantment in your graveyard. And as far as other artifacts, we've got a Ninja's Kanai, gives the creature +1, or lets the creature basically do a lightning bolt to something. So far, I think I'm liking the green-white to start. So let's take a look at that first. So I have a couple of these Moth Rider Patrols. They're okay. 1/1 flyer. If you have any synergies with warriors attacking alone or samurai attacking alone, it could be pretty good. But also as a 4-mana tapper, or tapper for 4 mana. Got this katana that can be equipped for 1 mana if you're attacking alone with a samurai, so you can pop that onto one of these Moth Riders Patrols if you want to go that way. Let's just see kind of what we've got here. Intercessor's Arrest is a nice removal spell. It enchants any permanent, keeps them from attacking, blocking, creating vehicles, and can't activate abilities unless they're mana abilities, so you can shut down things like Planeswalkers. A couple Kitsune Aces. Whenever a vehicle you control attacks, you get to choose one. That vehicle gains first strike, or you untap the Kitsune. So it's okay. I mean, we have this Dragonfly suit as a vehicle we might play for going white. So let's see how that looks. We don't have too much in terms of removal in red. Let's see if we had any more real removal in black. Other than the Soul Transfer, not really too much in terms of removal. Got a Lucky Offering, can destroy target artifact with mana value 3 or less, gain 3 life. There's a lot of artifacts and enchantments going around, so it's more of a sideboard card, but it may make the main depending on how light we are on removal. Let's see. So I've got the 2 Master's Rebuke if we go green. So put the Coiling Stalker in, that can work well with the Moth Rider Patrol to get it in. Careful Cultivation seems fine as just a 2 mana dork. You also got obviously Jugen Defends the Temple, Prancer, Tanuki, and the 2 Seijus. If we're gonna play white and green, Living War seems good. Kanai just as a way to another pseudo removal spell. And I don't know about any of these. Dramatist's Puppet can work with our our sagas, which we have quite a few of so far. How many sagas are we looking at? We have 5 sagas potentially that we want to play. I could see doing that. We only have one possible vehicle that we play with, so I don't think these consuming aces are all that good. Plus, we have plenty of other 2-drops to work with. In terms of warriors and samurai, let's see. We've got 2 samurai, 2 warriors right now. So where are our warriors? We got samurai, double warrior. Got the shrine to pump out 1/1s. Oh, the samurai there. Okay, that's our other samurai. So don't know if we really want the dragonfly suit. I think we're gonna be a little bit more of a slower and controlling deck the way this is shaping up. But so far this looks okay. I like the Michigo's Reign of Truth. It gives a creature +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment you control. Then you can it becomes a creature that has that effect. So far we've got quite a few enchantments, 10 enchantments, 3 artifacts. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, so far this is looking like a pretty solid build. We even got the Blossoming Sands for a land. We could do the Trash Bot as just something to get bigger as our enchantments start to die, like our enchantment creatures. I don't know if we need 2 Moth Rider patrols, though. It is nice with the Reign of Truth and the Coiling Stalker to be able to bounce them back when they get through. But otherwise, we don't really have too much in terms of ninjas we want to get through. I did see that we had a Jungle Hollow and a Windsguard Crag, so we could consider splashing either red or black. If we splash red, what do we get? Lagosian Tie, Seismic Wave. We don't really have a lot of artifacts for that to matter. The Heiko. Or 4, so I don't really think it's worth it. Could get a Boon of Boseiju. Target creature gets +X/+X until the turn, or X discards mana value when permanents you control. It doesn't give it trample, it can untap. It doesn't give it trample or reach or anything like that, so it's an okay trick. Let's see what we're doing for removal. We got a Ninja's Kanai. Couple Master's Rebukes. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5 removal spells. It's okay. I might consider Lucky Offering. I think in terms of black, the Biting Palm Ninja, Dockside Chef is nice. Lets you sacrifice artifacts or creatures to draw cards. Blade Blessers are okay. Death Touch and Menace, depending on what you have. So mostly it would just be Menace for us. We don't have too many artifacts. But I don't really see a reason to dip into black with what we've got here. Is there a reason to play the Colossus or even the Dramatist Puppet? I mean, the Puppet could be kind of interesting with the Sagas to kind of power them a little bit. Make them go off a turn sooner or get a repeat effect. And what's the Historian's Wisdom? Enchanted creature or artifact gets, if it's the most power among creatures, you get to draw a card. It just has +2/+1. I'd rather have more of like a combat trick than this, to be honest. Right now we're seeing at 10 creatures, but we also have 5 sagas, so that does mean that we technically have 15 creatures, just some of them take a little bit longer to get going, like the Befriending the Moths and the Boseiju. But, I don't know, I kind of like where this is at. I think we just need one more card to throw in here. How are we doing on 2-drops? Got a few. A couple 1-drops. I mean, Dragonfly Suit could be good. Regent's Authority. +2/+2, or if it's an enchantment creature or legendary creature, you put a +1/+1 counter on it and give it +1/+1. So it's just a 1-mana, give something +2/+2, and it possibly keeps a counter. I mean, given the number of enchantments we have, so I guess this is more like a 2-mana creature, to be honest. This Careful Cultivation. And the Tanuki can be 3 mana. I think the only thing that we're kind of lacking here is a way to get a lot of card advantage. I mean, we get the nice thing about these Boseiju Reaches Skyward is that we'll, thin our deck of forests pretty quick. But I don't know how good that +1/+1 trick is. This might just be better since we have a lot of expensive cards. I mean, with the Skyblessed Samurai, we can potentially give something +7/+7. Should be interesting. Maybe the Katana doesn't really make the cut since we only have 4 creatures that can trigger it, and it's really expensive to equip. So it opens up 2 slots for us. And this would add to the sort of our modified count too for our Jugan Defends the Temple. I could see that being powerful. Maybe we'll put one of those in. It's just a cheap combat trick to help us win combat and leave a counter. Brute Suit, is that any good? 4/3 Vigilance, crew 1. I mean, you could throw this in and the 3/2 flyer with the aces and try that, but I'm not sure how I feel about that. Could load the Searchlight Companion up with counters and just add another little blocker, dinky blocker, till we get our big, give us time to have our sagas go off. How are we doing it? Creatures and enchantments now. 12 artifact or 2 artifacts and 10 enchantments. Yeah, I think the Searchlight Companion's probably okay, just as a way to give us a little bit more time. Actually, you know what? Why don't we throw in one of these Thundersteel Colossuses? Because with the double Boseiju, we're going to be ramping pretty hard. And this could just win out of nowhere. Plus the fact that it has Trample lets us push through damage, especially if we put some counters on it. I think even split's probably fine. We may not get full value out of Boseiju if we run out of forest to search for, but if we've already gotten 8 forests by that point, it probably doesn't matter. So I think this will be a good thing to try out. So let's go ahead and give us a roll. I want to keep kind of plains and forests even because we have these 1-drops that we want to be able to get through with on turn, or get down on turn 1. So yeah, let's go ahead and give that a try, and I will see you guys for round 1. All right, here we are for round 1. It looks like we lost the die roll, so we'll be on the draw, but got our 1-drop Moth Rider Patrol. Got the Ninja's Kunai that we can suit up with if we need to ping something off, so I think we're probably good here. Tranquil Cove was what we lead with. Go ahead and get our patrol down. Start poking in. 2/2 Trample. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Cool. At the beginning of each end step, if an enchantment was put into your graveyard from the battlefield this turn, you can return it to your hand. Okay, cool. So we're not blocking it. We'll put down the Kunai and equip, and then just swing for one in the ear. If we need to, we can Intercessors arrest it. I don't think killing it makes a lot of sense, since they could likely bring it back later. Pair of Enlightenment, sure. We get the Scry too. See what they decide to do with those Scries. One top, one bottom, sure. Right, 3. Let's go ahead and pop the arrest on there. Lock it down. There for 1. Ideally, we'll draw a land next turn. To let us get down our shrine. It's going to take another turn after that before we can start getting spirits out of it, but so it goes. So web spinner cut, so we can't attack through that now. It does have reach, it's another one of those reconfigure cards, but let's just go ahead and pop our Goshen down. I'm not going to attack. I don't have the mana for the counter, so let's go on that. Okay, so now they have their 2/2 first strike. This Master of Beak's not looking super great with our low power creatures. This is kind of a sort of a free attack for our opponent. I'm just gonna let it through. It's just 1 damage. Maybe they have a ninja. Springleaf Adventure, nice. So that's gonna put us quite far behind, but we can at least tap it down. It's too bad it's not untapped land. So we could get the 1/1 and just be able to block. Which might be better. Because that'll leave our Kunai open as well. So I think we're just going to go ahead and pass. And we'll go ahead and make a spirit to block it. It doesn't have trample or anything. Okay, so they're gonna get a counter for that Tommy. See where they put it. So they're going to throw it on there. So I think we just go ahead and kill it. So we're just going to force us to chump. It's fine. So what are we doing here? We could cycle the Tanuki, get another land, put out another blocker. We could go ahead and put out the Blossom Prancer, but then we'll have to chump. So it's not great either. Could just save mana, tap it down, create a token. Then the following turn they're going to have a 5/5 and a 6/6 coming for us. I think we can do that. Just make a token and tap it down. Okay, so that triggers off of Samurai attacking alone. Okay. Go ahead and tap down their Avenger there. Mind Link back. Okay. Sure. can make something into a copy of the Mindlink mech. They've got that left over. They got a 5/5 coming down here in a second. I think we actually play our Blossom Prancer because we need to find something to do here. We can block the Mindlink mech if we need to. Alright, we missed pretty hard. We'll just get another Moth Rider patrol. No reason to attack with that. Get their Saga. Let's see what they decide to crew with. They can't copy a legendary creature, but it could become a, you know, version of. Yeah, that's probably gonna seal it then for us. Repel the Violence, got pretty good top deck. So it doesn't actually become a copy of Norika, but that doesn't matter. So here, I think we have to chump. Just take the 4. Okay, so still no land. I think that pretty much leaves us dead. We can play Patrol, we can play Stalker, get a 1/1, but then we're still just taking a bunch of damage in the air. Yeah, I feel like we just need one more land this whole game. Jump. I mean, they're gonna have 4 mana for this, am I? I guess there's like some world where I get through with the Coiling Stock. Oh no, let's keep this. Just block. Okay, yep. And that's game. Alright. Let's go ahead and wrap this up and go to the next one. Alright, here we are for round 2. Hopefully we can do a little bit better than our first showing. Got 4 land, got a Stalker and a Suzuki. Let's just go ahead and keep it. Let's drop our forest out and pass turn. Okay, so here we can either put out a 1/1. Let's just put Satsuki down. So we got a 1/2 flyer, sure. This is kind of a free attack, so we may as well. Go ahead and put out our Stalker. Network terminal, sure. Alright, so put down planes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put down the Lion's Sash. Gonna do Master's Rebuke. That guy there. attack with everybody and put a counter on Lion Sash, so now it can start. If I put on something, it can equip too. Give some extra +1/+1. Oh, Twin Reach. That's perfect, right? Yeah, makes sense. So here, gonna probably get 2 for 1, but I think we need to keep on pressuring them. I'm gonna put the counter on Satsuki so that she can block. Sure. So, there you go. Hold it back, that makes sense. Alright, so here, I think what we do is we put out our Thundersteel Colossus, crew it with Satsuki, and then just attack for 7. I'm gonna hold the planes. Go ahead and crew it with Satsuki. Yeah, I'm just going to play out the forest. They can double block this if they want to. And let it go through, sure. Which means they either have an answer or something else. Puzzle. Okay. Alright, let's just do the same thing. They deal with this, we still have our Tanuki. Oops. Attack for 7. And let's put the Puzzle Maker as last. Let's get rid of the boar first, because they have some sort of combat trick. Suiting up the sniper, sure. So 4, 3, 0, sure. Let's get our 10 down. Mobilize our mech. Crew 3, when it becomes crewed, another vehicle becomes crewed as well. Okay. So they're going to give something Death Touch and Lifelink till turn. Okay, so 3, 4. Guess they could block with this. It's not a great attack, because if they do block with that, then this doesn't have anything else to do. I think, unfortunately, we have to just sit back here. Because basically we're trading this for their flyer, and we still don't have good attacks afterwards, so let's wait till we can get a combat trick or a way to push through some damage. We haven't really seen our arrest yet, or exile an enchantment card yet. Looks like they're gonna scry and draw one. What are they discarding here? Shintai, okay. Yeah, I mean it's Death Toucher, which is still pretty good, but otherwise doesn't do a whole lot. Okay, some more land. I'm just gonna go ahead and play it out. We have to pass again. Oops. Be nice to be able to draw one of our sagas or something. We're drawing a lot of land. And that was kind of the thing I was concerned about with this deck, was that we just end up drawing too many lands and not have anything like, like a network terminal or something to get rid of extras. So I don't think I had a network terminal. I might have put one in. Actually, I think we have to have another artifact with it, so even then it wouldn't be super good. Guide bot. Okay, now they're gonna start getting some card advantage here. Let's see where they put the counter. 2/5, sure. Okay, more land. Keep on passing. We're gonna get killed by an avalanche of value. So it discards a mountain. We can start making copies of artifacts if they draw them. Okay. Well, this will help. Let's get our Boseiju to reach skyward. Let's get Chipper Forest out. Let's go ahead and advance it another step so we can have our tree ready to go next turn. And no attacks. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't have trample, so even getting this out, they can jump for days. Right now, we're looking at it being like a 10/10. A little concerned about them having a bunch more artifacts. Oh, wonderful anvil. That's gonna cause some problems. Ooh, that's gonna be some big problems for us. So this, they can whenever they lose whenever they have an artifact go to the graveyard on their turn, they get to create a 1/1 construct, and they can sacrifice a construct to do 1 damage to each opponent. They have 2 of them now, so every artifact they lose creates 2 more plus the specialist. So yeah, they're going to get 2 1/1s, which means that our Boseiju is never going to get us through. So let's go ahead and play that. What does attacking with this do for us? Nothing really. So let's go ahead and put down the Moth Rider Patrol. Maybe we can start tapping down some stuff. I think what we really need is something like our Jugan at this point. Now, luckily, these can only hit opponents. They can't hit players. But they can just start doing 2 damage and gaining 2 life every turn if they want to. By just recycling these constructs. And of course, they're discarding all these lands to their network terminal, which is pretty good too. Yep, so here comes 2 more. gonna do that this turn, sure. Ooh, Sugo. Sacrifice a creature, scry 2. Exile top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. When exile an online card this way, it does its damage, power and damage to any target. Wow. Yeah, I think we're dead. We just drew way too many lands this game. I mean, even attacking with this doesn't really do anything, does it? Blocks with a 1/1 because it doesn't have trample. Okay. They know it's on top. I guess they did. Go after control, sure. Let's just tap down our replication specialist. Complete the Bosage, sure. Oh, interesting. So it loses all abilities and it just dies. Interesting. Oh, I guess because it's a creature, it's a 0/0. Right, okay. Alright, let's tap this correctly. The cards are left in our library. 13, no, I'm not going to deck them. Let's get our Blossom Prancer down. This will help us find something to do. Oh, another Boseiju, sure. Well, I think that'll take care of basically all the land in our deck, except for a couple more planes. Shoot, we almost have. Let's go ahead and advance it quickly. No attacks. I'm surprised they forgot to use the anvil last turn, I think. Okay, so something can't block this turn. Looks like probably the Tanuki. Sure. You get choked. 2 creatures can't block this turn because they get 2 of them. Nice. Yeah, they got a lot of synergy going on in their deck. It's pretty cool. So what are we taking here? We got a 3/4 to block with. That's it. Taking with Hitsugo, sure. Yeah, no reason not to attack with the 1/1s. I don't think killing a 1/1 at this point is going to do anything for us. So let's block the 3/4. I don't feel like we have a whole lot of ways to gain a ton of life. So we're going to discard creature cards to one of my creatures. Tanuki, maybe? So Tanuki's the only thing that has any chance of killing me up. This for another damage. There's no real need to do that this turn. I can just wait till my turn. Since they're not going to get the construct anyway. So, yeah, we can play Ghost in Tie, but we just have too many attackers and can kill us. So yeah, that's our round 2. Let's go on to round 3. All right, here we are for round 3. We are on the play. I made a quick little adjustment between rounds. I took out one combat trick for one of those, the green ones that cares about your converted mana cost, just because I need something that can push through a little bit more damage, it feels like. Nothing else. Tanuki can be cycled to get another land on turn 3. Hopefully we can draw something earlier. Though, as this deck seems to prove, it likes to just draw land. There's our Boseiju. So there's really no reason to cycle the... Well, we'll see about cycling Tanuki. They missed a land drop. Yeah, we'll just keep the Tanuki as a beater, because we're going to get a couple lands off of Boseiju in a second here. Going to do this first. Reduce the chance that we draw more forests. Okay, drew Kanai. Getting a little mana screwed. We'll go ahead and put out our Shrine of Shared Purpose and put out our token. See if they draw a land and keep on going. Okay, so they finally drew a land. That's good. So next turn we'll have a 6/6 Boseiju. Won't be able to attack because it'll have Summoning Sickness. But then we can either put down the Tanuki or the Skyblessed Samurai. Probably just the Tanuki. We don't need to make the extra 1/1. Also reduces the cost of our Skyblessed Samurai. Okay, so here, getting the Scrounger, sure. Okay, so we got our 6/6. There's no real reason to attack into that. We'll just go ahead and make put our Tanuki out. Opponent's super far behind. I don't think there's really a black-blue board wipe in this set. So I'll have to see how this goes. But, you know, they can single target removal some of this stuff if they want to. So next turn I'll probably pre-combat play the Samurai if they don't kill one of these on their turn. Just so that we won't have to spend the extra mana if we can avoid it. I think we'll have just enough mana that way to pump out another token. Okay, so they get to return a creature to their owner hand. Okay, sure. Tanuki it is, yep. Jukin defends the temple. So if we play this first, we can play the Samurai this turn. This only works if a creature died, so they have no mana. So let's attack for 7. But they just block there. I don't see a reason to attack with that. Okay, so we'll play Jukin defends the temple. Reduce the cost of our Samurai. Our Samurai. So you don't have an artifact put in the graveyard, so just draw a straight up card. Next turn they'll have a 3/3 flyer. But we're just going to keep on attacking. A cool thing we can do is with the Lion Sash is once we flip the temple, we can have it put on a bunch of counters and then reconfigure it. But yeah, they're off of it. I think they just stumbled a little bit too much in the beginning. So that's our round 3. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull out another win. All right, here we are for another round. This is a questionable keep. We don't have anything to do early. If we do get a creature out, we can equip with the Kanai. But we also have 2 very expensive plays. We can always cycle the Tanuki to get a land. So I think we will keep it. We do have quite a few 2-drops to work with, so may as well keep it. Okay, no 2-drop, that's okay. Patchwork Automaton. So it is a 1/1 with Ward. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you get to put a counter on it. Sure. So I think we'll go ahead and cycle the Tanuki for a forest so we can play Blossom Prancer next turn. Okay, so we're going to pass. Let's go ahead and just create a forest. Alright, so here we go. Let's get the Prancer down. And I think Jugan Defense the Temple is the way to go here. So they're going to probably equip the Brute Suit. Can't block it. I'd rather keep out our Blossom Prancer. Can equip it next turn. Take 4 here. This is not a decent vehicle. Alright, so they're keeping mana up. So do they have a counter spell is the question. Go and play a land. I guess it's okay if they counter this. I figured they would, but we can get it back with our Saga Lord, and I'd rather get the Kanai on to slow down the damage, and then we can get out the Boseiju next turn. Replication Specialist, sure. That we can just knock down with the Master's Rebuke. Yep, pretty soon ready. Make sure it attacks so we don't give them a free 2 damage. So yeah, there's that Buna Boseiju I told you about. Side to side in. Let's go ahead and get 2 more forests. Put 1 down. Now we'll Master's Rebuke. And start swinging. And just take 2 for. I'll trade 2 for 4. see what they're gonna do here. Not gonna put a counter. Gonna play our land. Let's attack first, see if they do anything to our creature. Holding some sort of instant. It seems like. Let's just go ahead and play our 4/4 flyer, see if they counter it again. Alright. Nothing. Interesting. Snare specialist. Okay, so they're just gonna bounce it back. It's fine. Take another 2. Alright, oh, there's that line slash. Let's go play another planes. Let's put down the Lion Sash to start. We'll go ahead and reconfigure. Attach it. Can attack. See if they block. Okay, so that means we don't have to, -3/-3. Okay, so let's just start exiling. -3/-3 till they're 2/2. We'll hold the white for a turn. We can't reconfigure it off or else the Blossom Prancer will die, so we'll just leave that as is. This card's 2 cards. Okay, well, that is fine. Let's exile their specialist. And that should be enough to end it. We'll go ahead and do Blossom Prancer. Targeting that. And I'll attack. Give our opponent a good game. We'll move on to the next one. All right, here we are for round 5. I think we're 2-2. Got a Jukai Trainee, a couple land. If we ever draw 2 more land, we get double Boseiju. And then the Thundersteel Colossus. I think it's worth risking it. If we don't draw land, then so be it. But I don't think mulliganing is going to get us a much better hand. Okay, or we could just draw 7-drop. That works too. So now we need to hit running land so we don't fall behind. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna hold back because it's possible they're playing a 3rd color and I don't want them ninjutsuing something out. Okay, Reito, Sentinel, sure. So they mill 3, it's a defender. They can put a card from a graveyard on the bottom of their own library, sure. Oh, they're gonna mill me, okay. Target player mills. Okay, that actually helped. Get us closer to land. Perfect. Oh, opponent. I don't know how much you would have helped me. 2 of our forests, and no attacks. No reason to run into a 3/3. So next turn we can get the next Boseiju down. Alright, Reckoner Bankbuster. There's the battlefield with 3 counters on it. Spend 2 and tap it, and remove 1 to draw a card. Then when there's none left, they get a colorless pilot token and a treasure token. Okay, cool. Let's just throw down another Boseiju. Get those lands out of our deck. And 7 cards, so we're good to go. No attacks. So I guess I can crew this with the Sentinel if they need to. But next turn we'll have a 6/6 followed up by a 7/7. Terrarium, sure. See if they decide they want to draw cards or if they want to start getting in for damage. Looks like they're going for damage. Well, they can. Okay, I'm not going to block. Let's see what else they've got going. Put a counter somewhere. So we lost our Shrine and our Blossom Prancer. Oh, I gotta put a +1/+1 counter on it. Ooh. 5/5. Now it's a 6/6. So what we can do is play this Michigo's Reign of Truth to give our Juke trainee +3/+3. Going to attack with that. I don't think there's any 1-mana tricks I need to worry about. And then we'll play the Samurai out. So this is going pretty good. Got 4 artifacts and enchantments now for the Reign of Truth. A Fall of Lord Conda, okay, sure. Take out Samurai, makes sense. Intercessor's Rest, sure. Taking 6. So we can pump the trainee. Get another Boseiju. So I think what I want to do here is play the Greater Tanuki first. That way we can take them by surprise with the Colossus. Because putting the Colossus out right now would mean we'd have to tap this down. We'd only hit them for 12, which isn't lethal. So I think it's safer to play the Tanuki first. So let's go ahead and attack for 5. Play our Tanuki. And see how hard they attack. So they're going to draw a card and look for something. That's a good sign. Another land. Now we're going to have our Michigo. So we can drop the Colossus down. Go ahead and crew it with the Michigo. Yeah. And then we have 13 trample damage, so they're 11 health. Or they're 4 health, that'd be a minimum of 9 plus the other guys getting through. Alright. So first 2 rounds we stumbled a little bit, but now we're starting to catch back up, so I'll see you guys for the next round. Alright, here we are for another round. We're on the draw again. No white source, but we do have the Boseiju. If their hand is too fast, it's gonna cost us, but I don't think we can mulligan this, so I think we just keep it and hope to draw planes, which we did, so feeling a little more confident. Get the Kanai down so we have one less mana to have to spend. It's like they're trying to decide what they want to put out first. Leech Gauntlet, sure. Go ahead and put down our trainee that we just drew like a pro. And then if they have a trick, I'm gladly going to trade the trick for their gauntlet. Lethal Exploit, that'll work too. Taken 2. Moon Circuit Hacker, sure. We'll draw a card here instead of having to discard anything. I don't think at the moment that's worth arresting, so I'm just gonna... We'll see. Yeah, I don't think we can bother arresting that. It may cost us, but we'll see. We have another ninja to throw out. Oh, just gonna draw and discard. Looked like they were thinking about it though. Interesting, they didn't bother to draw. They must really like all the cards in their hand. Still, it always seems like a good idea to draw and discard rather than you can always upgrade. Okay, that's good. I like that. Let's go ahead and play our Boseiju down. And the following turn, we'll have the Prancer, followed by a 6/6. We have in our graveyard. If they have any discard effects, we have lands for days to ditch. Okay, let's see what they go for here. We're definitely on the back foot, but the Boseiju should help stabilize a little bit. So we're gonna scry, see if they draw some or see something they like. They do not. We gonna ninja something out here now. Thirst for knowledge. Okay, they're gonna look for something. Interesting. Okay, so they're discarding a Iron Apprentice. Draw and discard. Yeah, see, they're just getting so much more value than us. Now comes Leech Gauntlet. Yep. Okay. I still think we play the Blossom Prancer. And grab Alliance Ash since it is a creature. So are we taking a 4 or 5 maybe? Possibly more depending on what they have in hand. So they're trying to figure out, so this is going to become a 6/6 with reach. Okay, so 4 damage to that. Gain 4 life. Hit us for 5. Let me put this on the back foot here. could Lion Sash and maybe reconfigure it. No, I think we just Lion Sash. And I think since we're kind of low on mana, we need to see if we put this on there. We have 2 mana for this, 1 mana for that. So let's go ahead and do that. In the turn. Let's see what they do here. Okay, Moonsnare Specialist. They're going to return something to our hand. Probably a branch. So I think here we kill the Leech Gauntlet. And resolve. Now we're taking 3, going down to 5. Alright, so let's hope they don't have another ninja. Going down to 5. Okay, let's go ahead and start exiling stuff in their graveyard that we don't want them to get back. Probably the Leech Gauntlet start. So put the kunai on the sash. Say 1 for blocking, 1 for activation. I think we need to put down Boseiju again. Get the last 2 lands out of our deck, or last 2. Forest, I should say. Okay, so just attack with the 1. Through, see if they have a ninja. If they have that 5/5, we're just done. Yep. So that they did. Alright, not much we could have done about that. I guess we could have played the Intercessor's Arrest, but oh well, such is how it goes sometimes. Alright, so what'd we go? 3 and 3 with this deck? Again, I think a big problem that we had was that we just didn't have the card selection or card advantage that a lot of other decks we saw had. We had a little bit of synergy going, but otherwise, yeah, it was fun. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe. We'll probably do a few more of these before this set is over, and I'll catch you for the next one.